press the button to go live. So hopefully we are live. How's it going, guys? Today I'll teach you some Australian and New Zealand slang that I've actually heard used. So my experience, I've been a little bit over than 1 year in New Zealand and more than 2 years in Australia. So I've learned quite a few of interesting and exciting phrases. So let's get started. Here I have some notes. So I'll be typing in the text, and you should be able to see the text. So I'll start with a few simple phrases, and then we'll kind of raise the complexity or absurdity or something of that nature, and then we'll see how far we can get. So my goal is to make it nice and short and sweet, so it's not gonna take an hour. All right. So we'll start with this one that you see on the screen. It's called, "Hey mate, how you going?" This is how you pronounce it. "Hey mate, how you going?" I'm not sure if I can nail the Australian slang, but so we'll just break it down. So mate is someone you address. Pretty much everyone is your mate in Australia and New Zealand. So in a friendly way, you call everyone mate. And then the way you ask how are they doing is you saying, "How you going?" And the way you should pronounce it in a certain manner, like, "Hey mate, how you going?" That's how you say it. All right. So let's see if I can type in something here. So I can type next one. Let's warm up, and let's say do this one. "You're right." So you can say, "You're right, mate." I hear this phrase a lot. So if you sort of if you open the door and there's someone in the office, like on the other side of the door, and then you have to like find a way to get through the door, so someone will let you through, and someone will say sorry, and the other person will say, "You're right, mate." So the way you pronounce it is you're saying, "You are right, you're right, mate." That's how you pronounce it. You hear it a lot. This is actually one of the first phrases which took me some time to get used to it, is that the way you pronounce it, you're not saying "you're right." You say, "You're right, you're right, mate." Cool. All right, so we'll get some building blocks together. Wait, let me check something. All right, cool. So we learned a few phrases now. "Hey mate, how you going?" And then, "You alright, mate?" You can ask it as a question as well, like when someone is confused in the store, and then a person who works in the store might come to you and ask if you're confused or you want any help. So they're gonna ask you, "You alright, mate?" And then another phrase relevant to this one would be this: "You right out there? You need any help at all?" I think it's important, like you have to have these two together. Like some phrases I noticed they follow a certain pattern, which I think I've detected. So again, you are shopping in a pharmacy, so like a chemist warehouse or something, and then someone will come to you and say, "You right out there? You need any help at all? I forgot the word help. You right out there? You need any help at all?" So sometimes I actually don't expect this kind of phrase, but then someone would approach you and say, "You right out there? You need any help at all?" I cannot even pronounce it. "You need any help at all?" It's gonna flow. Like, "You right out there?" It's gonna be like very smooth. So you have to be ready for certain sounds. All right. So let's go to the classics. So you'll probably hear "no worries, mate" a lot. So this is like a no problem, or if you, what would be a situation for this one? You ask for someone's help or something, and then you're like saying thanks, and they're gonna say no worries, mate. Means just relax. So it's a wish of happy time or something. All right. So I would say, yeah, goes along with cheers, mate. It's used like hell of a lot. So everyone, once you're done buying something in the store and you're on the cash register and you got your check and you got your pills or something, let's just go with this pharmacy fantasy. And then you're saying thanks, and then gonna, or you saying to them, cheers, mate. Or you're in convenience store and you bought your cigarettes or something, and they say good night, and you're saying thanks, cheers, mate. So cheers is actually used both as thanks and bye, and it's just like you have to feel when to say it. All right, usually you say it and you go somewhere. Is what my impression of it. Since we are on the convenience store, kind of like a fantasy situation, you can say, I'm just looking at my notes. Give me a sec. So if you're buying cigarettes, which are very expensive, you could ask for ciggies, which would be a short for cigarettes. I've never heard this one, but apparently they're called diaries as well. Cool. And then maybe you wanna, all right, what else do you want to buy in the convenience store? Sunnies, which would be your sunglasses. All right. You could be driving a Ute, which is just a type of a car which Australians like. I cannot explain it. Maybe you should Google it. And if you're driving a Ute, you might do a Youre, which would be a U-turn. All right, you follow? And then if you're driving a Ute, which is a type of car, and someone might say, your Ute is a beaut. Wait, that's not how you. And so the beaut is actually short for sort of a beautiful. So that's a good one to know. And if you're driving a car, you will probably get your gas at the servo, which is short for like a sort of a shop at the service station. Service station. All right, so this is where you get your gas, and there's like a small store shop where you can buy and pay for your gas. I don't really know the difference, but somewhere the gas is called petrol, and I think here it's called gas. And then what else? You might get some snacks in the store, which are sausages. All right, she caught me off guard quite a few times. At first, I didn't know that snacks are called, that sausages is called a snack. And then if we follow with our wild fantasy about the servo, so you're at the servo driving your Ute, all right, got your snacks, sunny is on, it's sunny Australian day, driving your Butte, and then you might buy some lollies, which is sort of a candies or sweets. All right, you might buy if it's a weekend, you might buy a slab of beer. That's not how you say beer. Slab is, so the word slab usually means like a concrete wall or something, but if you buy like a giant pack of beer, which is a 24 pack of beer of like VB or something, there's gonna be a slab. All right, cool. You might be driving into the bush, which is like outside the big cities or the big outback or something. This is how you say something, an area outside the city. I don't really know the difference, but I think outback and bush. Outback is like more back than the bush. Cool. And then of course, Australians love barbie, which is a barbecue. And then we got a alright. On the topic of cigarettes, you might take a bit of a smoko, which is like a break where you have having a smoke, but cigarettes are too expensive right now, so you probably aren't smoking. And then what else? Just go through my notes here. Well, what do you think is the difference between avo and arvo? Probably, if you don't know, you don't know, so I'll just help you with that. So avo is short for avocado, which people actually eat here. And then arvo, for reasons unknown to me, is the short version for the afternoon. Now you know we can remove, oops. We can remove the question marks and it's super clear to you now. All right. And then usually you can have your arvo. So in the afternoon, you could probably get an avo and mash, which is short for mashed potato. So that's a good one as well to know. And since we are on the topic of food, let's see what else I can find you. So, all right, no, I'll spare you the food. Actually, of course, in Australia, you need to know the Parma. It's short for Parmigiana, which is a type of cheese. So you get a piece of chicken, cheese, and fries. And then this classic pub food. All right. So Parma costs between $13, $20, or $25, and I think it's called slightly different. It has different names in different states of Australia. But since we reached the pub, so you should learn some pub slang. All right, here we go. So, if you want to say thanks to someone in the pub, you just say ta or cha, and it means thank you. And then you would want a jug of beer if you're with your mates and buddies at the pub. And if you're alone in the pub, all right, maybe you need to know how to order a beer. So I'm in Melbourne, so I know only Melbourne names for different types of beer. You might get a pot, pint, schooner. Sometimes there's like a good pint and a bad pint. So there's like one is more than 500 ml and one is a little bit less. And so the pot is maybe, I don't remember exactly, maybe it was 330 or something. And then the schooner is like the smallest of them, I think. And the jug is sort of like 2 pints. Alright, cool. So you're at the pub with your mates. You might discuss a few things, and you might say no drama. Alright, no drama is the same as no worries. Or you can say no stress. So these people really don't like to stress, as you can see. And then at the pub you might get pissed, which means to get drunk. Alright. Cool. Alright. Where are they? So, okay, I'll just throw in some random words in there. So your missus is not really your missus, it's more your girlfriend. Alright. So people say my missus, and then every time you hear me, the slang way, that's a slang for my. So if it's me face, it means my face. And if it's me missus, then it means my girlfriend. Alright. Hope you can follow this crazy amount of words and you're not overheated by now yet. So I'll just throw in some extras. So you might go for brekkie, which is short for breakfast, and have your avo and mash. Alright, and then let's see. And if you feel sick, you would say I'm a crook, and that means you're sick. But if something is sick, it means it's good, so watch out for that one. So if you see a good youth, you're saying, wow, that's a sick youth, and then it means it's a great car. Alright, cool. And if you're driving a youth, you might do the blockies, which is driving around the block, or you can do a mainies. It means you're driving along the main street of your small town or something. Alright. And then if something is not bad, it means it's really good. And if something is dodgy, it means it's like suspicious or like low quality. And if something is mental, it means it's crazy. Alright. So let's see, I'm just looking at my notes, and then I don't know if it's Australian and New Zealand specifically. Someone saying to you, if you're trying to get the coffee and then saying, hi, hey hon, here's your coffee, and you are not sure what hon means, I guess it's good for you to know that it's short for honey. So yeah, you're that sweet. And so speaking of sweet, in New Zealand specifically, they like to say sweet as, and then they're not saying as what, and that means it's good as well. If something is sweet as, that means it's fantastic. Alright. Also, one of the words which I think I've heard a few times. If someone's saying choice, then it means it's a good choice. All right. If someone would say noise, it's just saying sort of nice, awesome, cool. And then veg, of course, people would say fruit and veg, and that's fruits and vegetables. And then when someone stuffed something up, it means it's sort of like if they effed it up, but sort of it's nicer way to say it. Cool. All right, I think we pretty much covered it pretty well. Just looking at my notes. Well, okay, let's throw in this one as well. So there's thongs, which I think in US it means like a type of underwear, but in new so thongs is Australian word for New Zealand word for genders. I don't think I can spell it, which actually means flip-flops or sleepers. I cannot spell anything, but you get an idea. Sweet. And then if you got heaps of something, it means it's big amounts. Or something, I've got heaps, it means you have a lot. Heaps is just like a pile of stuff. Cool. So Australians especially like footy. I cannot say footy, which means Australian football. And then New Zealanders and Australians, I believe they share this one. They say yeah nah. And basically you have to care for the last word. So only the last word is gonna tell you if it's yes or no. So it's like they doing this when they doubt all this way until the last word is like nah, and then yeah nah. Alright. So I don't know if it's that interesting, but I've noticed something which I didn't hear in New Zealand as much, but in Australia, when you're at the store and you're buying something and you're at the cash register, and then they've scanned all your products, right? Of everything you bought, and then they say, ready when you are. And so that means they've scanned all your products and they're kind of waiting for you to pay, but for some reason they say that they will be ready when you are ready. So it's a bit confusing to me, but they do use it a lot. Another one, they just say when you're ready, and they just wait. Cool. So there's another good one. Good on your mate. I've seen it's a bit funny situation when I was in Melbourne and someone kind of like was driving in front of a tram, and then the tram driver was annoyed, and then he walked out and kind of shouted and screamed on the driver in front, and then came back, and then there's the old guy inside the tram said, good on you, mate. So that means well done, you're right. So good on you, mate can be shortened to just on ya, Just watch out for that one. Might sneak up on you. And then goes well with the phrases like good on your good on your champ. I actually heard that one only as a joke, so champ is short for champion. And good on your sport. That's a good one as well. It means well done. So sport, I think sport means some energetic young man or something. Cool. I think we've covered a lot of material. Did I show you this one? Good day, mate. How you going? Cool. And then this could be it actually. This could be it. You reckon? Means you're thinking this is it. And I'm just looking at my notes. And I think that's pretty much it. Just double checking. Yeah, let's end it there. So let me just type in something good. No. Cheers, mates. Thanks for watching.